Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time I am here with Sean Pittman, the GOAT, soon to be two-time YCS toppy, and yeah, we got him versus Trif Gaming. You wanna say anything before we hop in?
Uh, no, I ain't got nothing, but I'm excited to be here. Go over this replay.
All right, sick. Yeah, these are 50 or 25 ahead, 25 a match, 25. Okay, yeah, we can go ahead and hop in, and we're gonna go over the misplays and such. And then I was also coaching Sean Pittman in this, but only after this game, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, after this first game. But
yeah.
just so you know, all the misplays, Austin was part of.
Hey, yo! Okay. So they just have Fuaros, Ogre. We have Cross out, which beats Fuaros, and then we have Cross that just beats Ogre. So this game already just looks over. Unless if you mess up. Yeah, you just dump, summon. Yeah, obviously just start with this.
Yep. Standard lines, only play.
Yeah, dump this because you have Cross. Well played. The GOAT. And then said think on third. Okay,
Yeah, so
so
I don't understand why he did this at all now, looking back.
when he ogred, I thought it meant that he had like nib imperm or something like that, and wanted to force you to play into it and beat the cross out with it. But that wouldn't even make sense even now that I'm saying it. You'd still just ogre duo and then imperm duo and then nib after. Yeah, that was weird. That was weird. Yeah,
I guess he might have just been shotgunning. Hope we play weird.
Yeah, might have hoped that you pulled a Sean Pittman. But yeah, ice. For us, obviously we cross out. We don't want them drawing like 3 cards here, and then we have cross to protect from another hand trap as long as it's not imperm. And then yeah, once you get to this point and this resolves, you just know you win. You just have so much, and they're down 2 cards. And then
Yeah, this is where we get dead ninja pass, right?
yeah,
It feels like that's the line.
yeah, cross put back, draw 1. Oh my gosh, and you drew Valor, so good. And then just node, send, summon, yeah, just send off field because it's not like you really need this. Like it gives you 1 less pop for your hold thruster, but then you have to like get rid of a hand trap. So like you'd probably rather just have like an ogre rather than an extra pop off this.
Yeah, because they're almost always dealing with the board.
Yeah. Just go dead natter attach and then set pass. And like if we commit more in the hold thruster too, then like a cross out on hold thruster is better than like if we have our interruptions separated. Okay, they drew Perulia. He just says Perulia pass. Okay, yeah, on to the next one. Now this is where I really got to start coaching. Because the first one I was coaching without seeing the screen, which was so rough. Okay, yeah, this hand we just have Imperm. Holy. Okay, so Imperm versus 5 engines. So we're just Imperming duo, obviously. We're not gonna, like, ogre a random third or anything.
Hey, I thought about
Yeah. Yeah, makes Dugaris first, which I feel like making Dugaris first is a little wild. But actually, I guess let's go over his hand, right? So he started with Ice in the X. So if he goes
so
into duo and we Imperm, then, like, his next play is like
2 ways to level 4s again.
Yeah, and that'd be fine because then you can use the node, and then when you detach it, you can plug and summon it back and still get to 2 rank 4s post duo being stopped. Yeah, so it was weird. But now they just bonfire for X and then Dugaris draw, and we let it go. Because we only have 1 hand trap and we know we need to stop duo, otherwise we like guaranteed lose. If we had 2 hand traps, I think we stop Dugaris to try to stop them from getting the like D barrier and stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
But this is like a I was gonna say this is like a gamble on if it hits something or not. Duo drive's like a guaranteed we have to stop it or it's gonna be broken. Like your talents load. Just 2 cards that like aren't very great. Yeah, and summon node, yup, bring back, sure. And then duo. And then they use the effect to attach, effective search, imperm, sure.
I'm not gonna lie. Did we lose this game? Like, this feels like very winnable.
I don't want to spoil it for the viewers, but
Oh,
I will
I
say there was
apologize.
a interesting play that happened
First,
this match.
VOD review, everyone.
Well, they're gonna go Toad search X, dump, summon it, sure, and then now they can just make their rank 4. Yup. And then set pass, and we draw cross, which is actually a pretty good draw here. But okay. Yeah,
Mm.
activate fire, search X of course, because it just deals with Dead Natter. This card's so broken. I love this card into the mirror.
I like it into any deck, really. Just forcing out interruption.
Yeah, it's just so
And,
good.
like, cross is the only thing that can actually deal with it.
Yeah, this card is also just ridiculous though. Like beating chain blocks. Oh my gosh, it's so dumb. But okay, yeah, we just do like X1 aggregator to target this. They chain the pop itself because they have plugins, so they want to be able to summon it back and keep as many pops as possible. Yeah, so we just go ahead, search Thode, and then on res, they plug in, summon, attach one from deck, attach logic from grave. That's fine. And then also Trif doesn't play the trap cards, so that's why he's attaching this and not the trap. Which
Yeah.
I wanna know your thoughts. How do you feel about not playing Hole Thruster?
I think that's wild. I think that card dodges a lot of interruption. When you're able to get into graveyard with Node and yeah, easy to go to battle phase and game for through Nibiru. Like, that
Yeah.
card's insane.
Hmm. And also like the turn like 3 play where you can like let your duo and stuff dodge by making Lancers really cool. Okay, but now we just special Thode and then go Thode effect. And then here, okay. Yup, that's where it is. That was a misplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no point of searching that. Because, like, I understand why you searched it. Because your thought process was that you wanted to normal summon this and get a body off of it. And then later special summon another one and get a body off of it. But this is where we need to be able to, like, think ahead of what
Yeah.
our next plays are.
I think we were so because of what we go for next, it mattered. But I think I was too tunneled on going for game,
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
which I probably should have full committed at this point.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, yeah, so we're just going for soft lock here. We just Babushka. All you need is Babushka, cross, dead natter, and that's just soft lock. So now we just normalize special node, overlay, make dead natter, activate cross, and then pass. And the mirror match has no out to this with just their engine. And then they don't draw because Dugaris. And then now they're just gonna make their own Babushka to try to soft lock us back. So X logic, and then we cross negate, and then just normal summon, make Babushka, and then pass. And then here's where us having X would really matter, because then we could use X to out their Babushka, and then we're able to like play through the board. Or I guess maybe you negate this, the Dead Natter, and then Donner pop this. Yeah, you'd probably do that, so you can deal with it a lot easier. But alright, we don't have that, so detach, and then that puts the second one in grave, so now we can
Huh?
just cross. Then, yeah, just draw, and we do not draw a good card there. Also,
Oh,
I feel like we should talk about this, because you were saying that we should set the evenly
yeah.
there, and I was saying that we shouldn't. So, walk me through your thought process there.
Well, we already know for like a fact, like Mirror Logic already outs it. So if he does choose to play here and not soft lock us, then okay. So we need to wait out the board, right? If he clears our board, we auto lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a good way to deal with Dead Knighter on our turn without ice actually resolving.
Yeah.
And we know the card in hand is probably dead. Sucks that it ended up being talents.
Yeah. Yep.
But
Because
if it's a hand trap, we're probably not playing through a detonator plus the hand trap, since detonator deals with the ice and then hand trap deals with the third.
Cause my thought process, so like there's like two things about like setting evenly or not setting it. So like if we
It
set it, it plays around the card, like the card in hand being like talents, cross out, called by. But if it's not, then all they have is like link off Dead Natter, make Donner, Mirror Logic. We cross negate and then we Valor Donner and we still sit under Babushka. But then, if they have the cross out called by Talons, they play through. So I guess
Yeah.
at this point,
It's
you
just
could,
that we had no way out to out our own cross, and him, like if he does clear the board, him outing it like doesn't make sense.
yeah, like, yeah,
Like
it's so
there's no
tough.
world that he like outs it himself, and I'm sure he's like seen other like recent money matches where like he knows people are unevenly.
Mhm. Yeah, but here they do like the link for the Donner, and then yeah, logic try to negate, and then we just cross stop it.
Yeah, this is like another point where we could have like we still negate, but we like let the downer resolve.
Yeah. We thought about that, letting Donner pop the Babushka, and then they activate Duo when we Veiler it. Um, how do you feel about that play overall? Like if we let that happen,
So it puts them on top deck, and even like through a top deck, we're not dying.
is
Like
the
there's
but
not a
okay,
normal.
but like let's look at it like
Okay,
this,
so
right?
yeah, so
So
if you
like,
look at his graveyard,
mm-hmm.
so like everything, so it's two ice, two thodes, three X. So all I could have is ice, thode, or node, or I guess
Well,
bonfire.
he has an ice under list too, so he's
Oh
going
yeah, no, no,
through.
he was completely out of engine, right? He was only on thode
Yeah, he
in
has
deck.
one third. Yeah, just one
Yeah,
third in
so
deck.
realistically, he has to have a push plus the field spell to
Yeah.
ever beat this.
Mhm. Yeah, so we probably should have prioritized stopping this. But let's say it is like okay, like cross out, we just won't even pretend like cross out called by because that's just always stopping this.
Yeah.
But like talents specifically, let's say we do like let this go through, and then they do duo drive, and they activate talents after we Veiler, and they would probably look at hand because they can't really draw into anything.
Well, yeah.
Because they can make a Zeus on top of this, so they can have like a format Zeus after looking at the hand, which isn't bad. Um, I guess like they would just like rip ice. Nah, you
Yeah.
pro-
So they were ice, like thode and ice both deal with
Yeah,
it.
I was gonna say. I guess these are both just like the same card, kind of. Yeah, you would just hit ice, or no, you would actually just hit Toad and leave ice, because then they have to normal ice special from deck, use that, so now you're forcing them to use their normal summon and their Toad
Yeah,
to search
but
X.
it's the same thing though, right? Either way, because ice gets you to the light dragon, and then thode gets you to X.
Well, I don't think it's the same thing, right? Because
Oh
I
no, no,
get
ice is just better, right?
well, we like if they talents ripped and had a format Zeus, I think they would rip Toad because if you go special Thode affect the search, then you can grab X and then you can special X by dumping Mirror Logic, and that forces the first like the Zeus wipe right there. But if we have Ice, we can go like Ice normal summon effect special from deck, use that effect to search, and then I guess they're kind of forced to do it there anyways. But now we've
Okay, so
used our normal summon.
they don't do it on infos.
But I guess they have Node.
Yeah,
It
so that gives us a draw plus the cross draw, assuming they don't Zeus wipe right away.
Yeah. I think we should just save Veiler just to play around Talons. Because the Talons there definitely hurts. And
Yeah, I
that's
don't
like,
even think necessarily talents. I think if we look at the, if we would have like taken a second, look at the graveyard and look at the materials, like we would have been fine
mm-hmm.
and realize like, hey, this is his only line.
Yeah, realizing that if this doesn't search cross, they just don't have follow up. And we just win the game anyways over time. But now we get poked. And then can't evenly because we have that. And now they make a Zeus on top of our Babushka. And then they get Duo to go search out cross, which now they have engine rolling. They also have the D barrier in hand too. It's just yeah, at this point it's so tough. And they drew the thrust. Yeah, so we're getting hit with D barrier every turn. Yeah, so I'll just start fast forwarding until we get to like our turn again. So we can talk about how we were gonna play it. Because we do play the game out. Cause yeah, we start with cross. We're hoping that they dead natter popping it, so that way we can evenly them. But our opponent is probably also thinking about talons, because we haven't given him a chance to play in the talents since like the first turn that we've had, and we've drawn a bunch of cards since then off turn and cross. And they just realize they can just flip D barrier, and we're gonna pass anyways. So they just let the cross go through. They chain it to cross in case we have uh, cross out, so that way they can pop those if we do have cross out. But put back, draw Ash, and then here, I was just saying that we should just build as wide as possible and just try to survive. It's a money match. There's no point in scooping. It's not like it's timed, and they can't pop because they're under D barrier. I am kind of surprised though that they let Oldest go through and didn't try to like cross negate anything.
I think like what you said, like there's no reason to plan anything. Cross just beats any actual interaction that deals with the board, and then he doesn't ever has to play into talents.
Well, like I agree with not crossing ice.
Yeah, it's just like we haven't committed any cards. It's like we don't have to.
I just think like I don't know. I actually don't even know if they do it. Or I guess okay. I guess you stop them from ever stopping X anyways. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say because I think you would stop X from searching.
They stop X here, yeah. But I guess like at that point they're not using cross, so you might as well just keep the materials on the board since we can't down it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't have a way to deal with any of the monsters.
Yeah, we're just setting up a bunch of guys that do absolutely nothing. And they draw Imperm, and now they just like Dragon Pop. Field spell, put back, draws into Fuaros. Duo drive, detach to go search. Yeah, and you can just see how this game's already over. The discard Imperm, summon Lancer, so double attack. Switch to attack, normal summon, and then game. So, on to game number 3 now. We get to go first. And then we have Perulia, Crossout X, Bonfire Ash. They have Thode, Ice, Perulia, Ice, Imperm. Also, question: how do you feel about keeping the Perulia and Fuaros and going first, like the one of each for the Crossout? Do you think it's worth it?
Yeah, absolutely. Those cards, I think. Okay, Perulia, I think is insane into the mirror match. You have to have outs for that card. Fuaros is like manageable, but I don't think there's any reason not to if you have the space. Like their deck has room for 21 non-engine. I think there's no reason not to play it for the crossout.
Okay. So yeah, they have Perulia, Imperm, and then tons of engine but no X. And then we have Ash, Crossout, so we already beat both their hand traps and we combo. So this game is like practically over unless they top deck something good. And then yeah, now we just lead with X. Yeah, we tend to lead with X over Ice because of Fuaros, and we do have Crossout for Fuaros though. So do you think maybe we should have led this differently, or do you think if we get hit with Fuaros when we have X Thode, we don't cross out it and we save it?
Since this is game 3, and like I've seen some of Trif's other matches, he does play Droll. I think this was fine. Like I know like leading Bonfire still plays around Droll because we have cross out for the other hand trap, but I think this is fine. If he does have it, we get Detonator with the Mirror Logic Engrave, and we have cross out for Engine, and then Bonfire for follow up at that point.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yes, so just
and then yeah,
like Imperm's the X. Like what? What? There's no way. It's actually crazy because we didn't even need Bonfire. Literally just normal Perulia got us there.
He loves using the hand trap on the starter play.
it's not a good play. Every time he does it too, we're just like, all right, sure. We just won't cross out that. But Ice and the Thode and the X. You always want to search X for the follow-up. It's really good into the board, like we said earlier. Make the duo. Duo effect a search. This time we didn't dump Dead Natter because we didn't have cross in hand already. So we don't need to put the material on that. And then, yeah, we can just go ahead, attach search, and then cross, plug in. Yep, summon back, attach hole thruster. And then cross. Oh, also, I remember, I'm pretty sure I brought up the fact that we could have waited until the opponent's turn to XYZ. I forget what you said, though, exactly.
Yeah, so I know for the fact, like, the reason we drew a card was to decide whether we were ending on Detonator or on the Babushka.
Mm-hmm.
But, what was the reason?
Because Yeah, I remember that we wanted to make Babushka, and if we used plugin, then we got the draw one this turn, and
Yeah.
then
What was the out that stopped us from doing that? If the whole thruster got stuck,
cross out.
cross out or Book of Eclipse, right?
Yeah, yeah, stuff like that. I guess called by two, but I doubt he'd have called by and going second. But yeah,
Uh,
I guess I don't know.
I'll
Like,
buy
do
it.
we really need to play around cross out because we have cross out?
Yeah, you're right.
But I guess it's just more safe though, right? No, it wouldn't make sense because if we're saving cross out for their out to Babushka, then they could just cross out our cross out anyways. So either way,
Yeah, I think we were trying to have an answer for. No, yeah, I think that was just it. I don't think it mattered either way because like X doesn't even answer the board.
I think it's fine like this because we get the draw on this turn. So like we just get like the
Cross
extra
out,
draw out of
yeah.
it.
Cross out is always ending on or beating any non-engine, and we have X for follow up.
Yeah, and then we have cross to beat an X in their hand. We have Babushka to beat everything, and then cross out to beat whatever beats this.
Which is why we added the X this turn because I realized my mistake earlier.
Yeah, you always just want to get this card. Pretty much always want to get this card.
Just
Okay,
anyway, get the mirror
yeah.
or
So they admit
the business.
defeat. So now we're up 25. Up $25. Come on, up huge. And then we win the rock paper scissors shoot, and we're going first. We got Nib, Desires, Perulia, X Thode. So really just like these three for engine. I guess like it's kind of cool because Perulia's like kind of engine because it's level 4. It's not engine, but it's cool that our non-engine can work with our engine.
Yeah.
And then they have Mourner, Nib, Ash. So we're going up against triple hand trap this time. But their engine isn't too strong though. Like normal Thode's definitely weak, but they do have cross out as a support card to protect it. So yeah, we just play this out. So how do you think you lead this turn off?
Definitely just special X, right? We want to make Third live.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
does interrupt it, and he loves interrupting starter plays.
I was just curious if you thought there was ever a world where we let off with Desires. And actually, I'm curious, why do you think we start with X over Desires?
Because again, like we know that he plays like tons of hand traps. We didn't find out until that his other flex spot was Mourner until this game. Originally I did think it was Droll, so I thought it was correct to start X.
Okay, okay. Also, I want to do one of these videos where we money match someone and we don't know like anything about their deck, cause I do think it's
Yeah,
good that like
I
you
think
test against
for that
people that you don't
it has to
know.
be yeah, it just has to be a random person.
Yeah, yeah. Or you can play against me and I'll just cook you. Ah. Well, all right, all right.
I'm absolutely down for that. Just so the chat is aware.
Well, Sean Pittman is a professional dodger. But okay.
80 counts by the way, but continue.
Alright, yeah. So summon X by dumping, and then X effect. Go grab out Thode. And then, okay, also, we should explain why we added Thode there over Node, because I feel like most people add Node. So, would you like to explain, or would you like me to explain?
I'm gonna let the coach do the explaining.
Okay, alright. So we were thinking about which one to add, and actually, I'm curious. I want to see how long we took exactly to think about it, because I know we thought about it for a second. Yeah, we thought about it for like 20 seconds there. So, if you add Thode, or I mean, if you add Node and then special Thode, it does tell the opponent one more card in your hand. Like, obviously, they don't know we have an engine card now, based on how we've played this, so we have one more card secret to our opponent. Also, the Thode in hand is better follow-up than a Node in hand, and there's another reason, too. I can't remember it. Oh my gosh, there's another one, bruh. There's another one. Um... Do you know it? Like, do
Uh, no, because looking back at it, if we had it, like obviously we don't know his hand, but like Node would have been crazier.
yeah. Cause like, well, okay, why would Node be good? I guess like let's just look at
So
it like
if
this.
we just look at it like this, and like say do have Node, I think this is one of those instances where the Dagaris line makes sense.
To where you would do Gar's first.
Yeah,
Just because like you have like a Perulia in hand the ditch and stuff.
Yeah, we already like droll checked. So at this point, we have Ice for extension, we have Node for extension, and we have Desires.
Okay, so maybe you would go like special X, X add node, and then like
Special
right
third.
here. Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't think Desires yet.
you want a desires before Dugaris?
No. Well, yeah, I don't think there's ever a world where he's going to negate the. Well, no, we don't need to, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, we already have like the card that we're almost guaranteed discarding off of Dugaris, but
Yeah, so we special summon, we grab Ice, we have 2 pushes. One beats Nibiru, and then the other one beats, or another one gets us back into Duo Drive, which Desires, as because we have 2 cross on the deck.
wait, we have two cross in
Desires,
the deck. Oh
yeah,
yeah, we do, we
so
do, we
set.
do. Yep, yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep. Okay,
So at this
yeah,
point,
so
we have multiple ways to deal with another hand trap in the deck.
okay, yeah, so we just misplayed. Should have just been node. Yep. It's crazy how I was like, yeah, let me explain why this is right. And then we found out we misplayed. But this is
Which
why
is,
you VOD review, because sometimes you think you're right, and you really go over it, and you're not. And this is why Sean Pittman's going to top this YCS. I'm taking side bets on it. But alright. So special Thode effect, go ahead, search out Ice. And then here, we just go for Duo. And you're saying we should go for Dugaris, right?
yeah, well, I mean, because we don't have Node, it doesn't really matter.
Okay, but let's say like we search the correct thing instead, right? We search
Yeah,
node.
yeah, so yeah, absolutely. I think we go to Garrus here.
Okay, and all right. So we just go do Garrus and then
Yeah. I
yeah,
think it's
try to
gonna
draw.
because there's so much non-engine in the deck. He's gonna have to respond. So we're either getting Mournered, probably the correct one, and or Ashed.
Mhm.
So at that point, we just have to check for Nibiru. In worst case scenario, we get to Desires draw 2, and or we get the Desires draw 2, and or in on Detonator into a Nibiru, which we have Detonator plus Nibiru with Mirror Logic. What they need X to even out that, and that's not even compared to like what we can draw in terms of non-engine with like debarriers and everything in the main.
Yeah. I agree with the do Garrus line here. I think what you're saying is correct. We should have led like that, just because it plays around the most hand traps possible. And wait, this is game one though. Oh wait, this is game one. Wait, wait,
Is
wait,
it game
wait.
one?
Yeah. I forgot this was game one. So
Oh, I mean,
that's kind of tough. Okay, so if it's
they
game
have our
one,
hands built. Like I don't think there's any reason not to, right? We can still draw across. We have a free discard in terms of Parelia.
yeah, I think we still do the same thing, except we, yeah,
I mean,
I,
it's still the
yeah,
exact same,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
We get
yeah. I
more.
think we still just do the same thing. Yeah, we
We
just don't
make
have
the
as,
second.
yeah, we just don't have as good as cards to draw, but it should be fine. But okay, yeah. So they mourner us on our duo drive, which like we're fine with because we could just make another duo drive, which is why mourner is like a pretty poor card. But they do have other hand traps here. So now we go activate desires, and then they go ahead and ash this. And them ashing desires should be a tell sign that they have another hand trap in their hand because we can summon another duo just off what's known. So we should know that there is another hand trap in hand. But
Yeah.
Trif has also been playing like pretty weird this match. But like taking the last match like out of effect and pretending this is just a new opponent, like they should just have another hand trap in hand to
And
stop our
I think the
duo.
issue is like no matter what, we do have to play into it. Like it probably should have been Detonator instead of making another duo, but we have to continue to play because Nibiru is just never beating any of the engine.
Yep, yep. Yeah, so we go ahead, we bring out our node there, and then we overlay for our duo. Yeah, we brought out node.
Yeah,
Is
have
there a
been.
reason to? Oh wait, did we bring out node for a reason?
Oh yeah.
Was
So the
it?
reason Node is because the line that we decided to go for is the duo. So then that grabs plug-in plus cross.
Yeah, and then we can use plugin to summon the node back, and then that can send the other duo to grave, and then
Uh, it's not duo, right? We send the Parelia out of hands because we want
uh
live.
Well, it would already be live, right? Because we'd have the other duo. So like if we end on like we would have a duo drive detach, search field spell, plug in, activate field spell for the protection, plug in summon back out node, attach to duo.
That's fair.
Yeah. And then we can send the one that has nothing on it. And then end on like Babushka, Cross, Duo, like we did the game before. And we get a draw field spell. It's not bad. Um, Maybe it's not Babushka though. Maybe it's a dead Natter. Just because we don't have much protection for our Babushka there.
It'd be the same as always, right? We'd have the cross to protect it, and then we'd just have Nibiru for when he pushes through.
Um,
If he can push through, because it's like 2 cards that he needs. It'd have to be Imperm.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, we go Duo, and then they activate Nib, and then that just tributes Passover token, nice, and then we take damage from Mourner, pass, they draw Veiler, and now they just have like Thode, and Thode can grab X, and then here they crash so that way they can search with their X. Yeah, this is better than just making like a Donner there.
Yeah, we're really praying on that.
Yeah. Yeah, because that would have allowed our Prulia to be live too. Then the X search out node, and then overlay for Dugaris, and then
Which I think that's wild. Like, he's like preying on this card. But I
so
guess he has
like
cross press. Like, it's always fine. Like, we still need 2 hand traps to deal.
yeah, and he has node in hand too. So like if this gets stopped, like it's fine.
As long as it's resolving. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fine to do it in this order. Then they draw cross out Veiler, and then they discard a Veiler. Yeah, because they can cross out a hand trap this turn, then cross out engine next turn. Then special note, and it also doesn't tell us that they have cross out, because if they discard cross out, then we know they have one. So they discard special back, and then they overlay for duo, and then duo effect to attach, duo effect to search, chain nib, and then they chain cross out. That. Then yeah, the duo resolves, and this is just really tough from here. Getting to search the cross plugin is nice, and then cross will put back and draw on the ice, and then they just go set pass. So, like, yeah, if they didn't make Dugaris before, they would have had a rank 4 at this point, though. So, like, maybe they should have just played it differently.
Yeah. Since they already had the cross out, it just made sense too.
Yeah. Probably start with the duo drive, and then here you can make the dead Natter or Babushka. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like spamming this card out as much as other people do.
I think it's just like in terms of follow up, it's like really weird.
Yeah.
And like he didn't have any guaranteed follow up as is. Like until he drew into the ice.
Yeah, it was weird.
Was there ever a world that we Nibiru in Invis? Probably just so he detaches.
So we were thinking about talents, right? And he had plug in anyways, so he will have a monster negate on our turn anyhow. So I guess at that point we have to like decide, like, do we want to make them detach one to risk playing in the talons?
Yeah, so he went set 2 and then 2 unknown draws. It's weird.
But wait, we already
like
nib. Wait, no. We
we
already activated nib. We got hit with cross out because we tried doing it on this effect.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
Before
I was like, wait a second, but we would have done it before this was up, and I was like, wait, we did.
See, that's why he made the play, just in case he drew talents.
The goat. Then yeah, now we just go battle phase, beat over duo, and then we assume that they have plug in the summon back out duo, so we know like that will either happen to set up a monster negate or they summon X to set up follow up.
Yeah, and when they do choose to do what they do, we can assume they have follow up.
Yeah, and then here we can special Thode because we have stuff engrave, and then we have Charmy in hand as a level 4. So we go special effect, they go chain plugin, which allows them to summon back, and then cross negate the third search. And then they use the effect to attach, which is good for them there. And then now, so I just know XE. Yeah, no, they don't know anything. Or we don't know anything. And then now we have normal summon Purulia, which we don't have a duo drive to make because we already went through both of them. So now we just make a Dugaris, and our goal with this Dugaris is to summon back Node, and then Node effects send Dugaris, and then we can make a Dead Natter, which isn't the greatest here, but it's also not the worst, because it keeps them off of Zeus because they can't attack into anything. We have the pop for cross, so we stop them from drawing. They don't draw for turn. If we get that far, we know the set's not imperm or hole thruster. So at that point, it would just be something like, I guess, cross out? No, even cross out they would use by then. So yeah, the set would just be a bluff at that point. Or like a random bonfire. But okay, now we just go like Dugaros, and then use the effect to special back out. And then they Valor that, and now pass, they don't draw for turn, they go normal ice effect, and then if we Ash, they can cross negate. So we just let it go, assuming, because like they're gonna do a drive effect when they have their next XYZ up. So we can Ash that, and that will also force it. I guess either way we force it. Interesting. So they make this. This is summon 3. Use the effect to attach. Then they dump special summon 4. Affect the search, grab out node. And then now they go cross, which obviously we're not stopping them drawing one. Draw stowed, nice. Special overlay. So now they can get hit with nib whenever. They go duo drive effect, we ash it. I think we messed up.
Yeah, so like say we ash the ice. They negate, summon, add. Yeah, no, that would have been 5 or yeah, past 5 summons. We don't know the cross out.
Yeah. I think at this point though, low key, like we should be able to have a pretty good read that this is cross out.
Yeah.
I guess it could be imperm though, because we didn't really get to check that hard. Because we got hit with Valor on this. But I feel like odds are, if it was imperm, okay, if you had imperm set and Valor in hand and your opponent went to Garos, do you
Pretty
think?
sure I'm not playing in balance.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Okay, but I guess I guess we haven't like got to fully check if this was imperm or not yet. But yeah, we probably should have just ashed ice, forced them to stop it. But then they get the resolve duo, and that's like really tough. But I think we just have to put them on like better misplay at that point, which is what we did here. But it just was not enough. So now on to the next game, and then we get to go first again, of course. We have Ice, Called by, Desires, and this is a level 4, which won't matter because we're going to normal summon this. But, like, hey, last game it mattered. Last game ended up mattering. And then they have, holy, Purulia, Floros, Valor, Ashty Barrier. Oh my goodness.
This is actually crazy.
So they drop Purulia
So,
on us.
the reason I was thinking is, what if we just pass?
Just pass? I don't know. Just pass is a little wild, right? Because, like...
Yeah, it's like, the options were activate desires, normal summon, or like, I'm saying like, we're not normal summoning.
Yeah. We would just Desires pass with the Purulia imperm in hand.
And like, any extension, I think, helps push through the board. We didn't know he had D-Bear, obviously, but...
I mean, like, it's not like a horrible decision to pass turn, though. Like, I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, I don't think he'd overcommit. He might just pass back since he has Flawless anyways.
And especially because, like, we check for Ash with Desires, and then we can Called by it, and that means our Purulia will resolve, because it's under Called by for their turn.
Yeah. I think like, that was a line we could have thought more through.
Yeah. Well, let's think through it now. Like, you know, do you think going for a line like that is worth it, and just passing turn, and not commit?
Yeah, honestly, I don't think he can kill us, and Ice deals with anything in engine wise. So like,
Yeah.
I don't think he's siding in 3D barrier going second. It sucks. Like he drew the crossout target, so like
Mhm.
we would got punished by that
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah. But obviously, like, we're not gonna play around that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
other than that, we're cracking engine. He'd
Yeah.
still need on engine to deal with it.
I feel like we should have just passed. Now that I think about it more, because like the whole Ash interaction, this guarantee resolves. So if they want this to stop, then they have to cross out it. And if they cross out this, that means impermanent duo drive resolves, which like should be good enough, and will at least mean we don't lose. And desires will resolve, so we get to draw two, and any other non-engine like really does guarantee that we survive.
Yeah, and
And
like
we have
Carbine
Carulia
are just
drawing.
yeah
Yeah, just
playing
with
super
as many
hard in
draws as we
Despua.
have, yeah, nah. We should have passed for sure. Should have passed for sure. But now we go Ice, they fool Aros, and then we summon out Thode. They draw Cross out, and then Thode grab out X, and then activate Desires, go Banish, draw. Okay, so I guess we can explain why we Desires first, right? Instead of overlaying for Duo Drive.
I wanted to see in terms of non-engine what we got because if we didn't draw anything besides the implement in our hands, chances are like just an X outs the detonator anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So we need a way to beat engine as well as we need two ways to beat engine at the bare minimum.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
right now with one and like Ash just checks for it. So now we know that we're forced to go duo.
Yep. But also like, okay, I guess this time's different because this is game two, where we have like they can ash this because this can actually hit like our non-engine like D barrier and talents and everything like that, which
Yeah,
can
I'll be
full
honest.
punish.
Everworld, you're not ashing this.
But okay, let's say you're in Triv's position though, and there's no Veiler, right? Let's say you don't have another hand trap, like just fake game scenario. You just have Ash and your opponent goes Desires, and they have a duo drive set up.
Okay, you're saying they have duo drive set up?
Like they have what we have, like two level fours, but you don't know that they're gonna
I
go
think
duo. They might just overlay for Dead Natter or Babushka Path.
yeah, in this position, I think we're reading another hand trap already.
Yeah, but it's also weird because they might not have one, and they might think that we're just gonna overlay for Dead Natter and not commit in the duo because we did Desires first, which can banish one ofs. Which like in this case we did banish a couple one ofs. So I don't know. It's like yeah, that
If
spot's a little
Ash
hard
is
to
my
read.
trap, I'm probably not. But even if they do ash it, I'm probably assuming they do have another hand trap. It
Okay,
just doesn't make sense. But like, it's we at this point, I think we just decided to chew through more.
yeah, that spot was
Which
tricky. Cause
almost
that's what
works.
I was thinking when they asked their desires. I wasn't able to 100% tell or not if they had more non-engine or not. Cause that was like a tricky spot with how we played it. Cause we kind of bluffed that we were making a dead natter next.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I guess like okay, so we haven't been ashing Dugaris when we only have one hand trap. So I think it's like the same situation.
Yeah, yeah.
And I like since this is game one, right? No, this is game two. I don't know. Even like then, you don't want to like, draw two into non-engine. So I guess there is a world he does ash it without non-engine.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was just saying like he might ash it there without non-engine because like we're under Fuaro specifically here. Like the other
Yeah.
games we haven't been. So like since we're under Fuaros and we desires first, there's a really decent chance that our next play is just dead natter. So like that's what I'm saying. Like it's really tricky because we're under Fuaros. If we weren't under Fuaros, it'd be like the other games where we would just still like obviously slam a duo down and just keep going. But
Yeah, that's fair.
all right, yeah, pass, a drill Thode, the goat, and then Thode effect we impermanent because if you start with Thode, the only other extender you have is another Thode or something like Crossout as a support card. And they just cross outed, which is fine. Like, no matter what, our imperm was going to get hit with cross out at some point. So, search X, summon X, and then X, logic, negate the duo, search out node. There's no way we win this game, right? Make Dugaris draw. Dude, there's no shot we win this game. I don't know if I actually don't remember if we do or not, but if we do, like, we're animals. And by we're animals, I mean he's trash. Summon Dead Natter. Effect to attach. Okay, so he didn't go for duo drive because his crossout wasn't live and he didn't want to get hit by a hand trap there. He could still get hit with Nib. He's just trying to play around stuff like Valor. How do you feel about that? Because it kind
It's
of
really
makes, like, it
right.
somewhat makes sense, right? Because, like, if we Valor duo, he can't out our duo without crashing and putting himself on no engine.
Yeah, no, I think like this is like the best board to at least crack the board, and then we already have like crossout and barrier to beat any engine plus non-engine for next
Yeah.
turn.
The only
It's like
problem
we
here
we,
is,
we already
though,
don't have, huh?
I was gonna say the only problem here is, though, with this play, I don't know if I agree with it because they don't have a draw for turn. So, like, they don't
Yeah,
have
no.
follow up at all. So, like, D barrier is good and all because it skips a turn, but does it matter if the next turn you just have nothing to do?
Well, I think that's the issue, right? Is even if you do go duo, and it like say there is a Valor card, like you're
Yeah.
just conceding, right? So
Yep.
okay, it's, like I guess it is correct. You should be playing to win. He might have been playing too safe in this route. That would have been a play I would make. It was like the safe route instead of the winning play.
And this is why. Nah, I'm not gonna go that far. I'm not gonna go that
Hey,
far.
hey, hey, true though.
all
So
right,
why
all
we
right, all right. They
VOD review?
attack over.
Why we VOD review?
No, set pass, we draw cross, which is a good draw because like we get to start drawing cards. Obviously, we're gonna start with like logic, negate that with X. Yeah, chain link 1, chain link 2. They go chain dead natter, chain Valor. It's actually crazy how like there were just no chain links there, but you both just knew what was happening. So now this is negated, and then here we have to choose. Do we activate cross and then they can dead natter detach to negate the cross for the turn, or do we pass so that way our Perulia is still alive, but they're not playing next turn anyways, so it's not like we're gonna drop this against no cards, and we actually want to keep this in hand anyways, even if they did draw a card, just because we need level 4s to have like extender plus level
Yeah,
4.
thinking more about it, was there ever like since we had X and we know he's on top deck, he doesn't have any engine unless he has plug-in. Was there ever a world that we go normal Parelia and make or no, he only went to the extract once, right?
Yeah,
Or no, he
yeah.
made
Well,
Dagaris.
no, they went
Dagaris.
through the extra twice, yeah.
Yeah, was there ever a world we just go Typhon?
So you're saying like instead of like going X at all, we just start with like normal Perulia?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we could have done that because that would have forced like imperm and then like imperm Valor type cards, and then all they do is just like pass turn. Like we don't do anything. Like we just eat a Valor and then we pass, but then we save our engine for the next turn. So
Yeah, I think we
yeah,
are like there's a higher chance of our draw resolving unless he just changes it to the activation.
yeah, no, I agree. I think you're right. I mean, it's not like the cross would resolve like this turn if we went for Typhon anyways, right? Because if we go for
But
Typhon, then oh, I guess I get what you're saying. Are you saying like we make Typhon, don't use the effect yet, and then we activate cross?
yeah,
Okay, and then they might Valor the Typhon preemptively, so that way they can beat cross. But I guess it's the same thing, right? That's the same as just Valor and Typhon.
yeah, it's the exact same thing.
So like, I do think the Typhon play was correct though, because it lets our Perulia eat an imperm, and then we get to keep our X in hand. But they do know about X. But I think that's fine though. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I think we should have made Typhon. Oops. And then yeah, they're just using that there so that way they can logic negate it. And then yeah, we just pass turn, they don't get the draw, so they just swing for some damage. Yeah, because now this turn we don't have Typhon live. We draw another cross, which is unfortunate. But we go cross effect, they dead natter pop. And then yeah, just pass turn, they draw ice, and then yeah, we just lose. Also, we didn't drop Perulia again, because if we drop Perulia, we lose to any monster anyways. Like, there's no point of trying to, like, beat our opponent drawing engine. So we just want to draw, like, a card like Thode or X, and if we special and use the effect, if they imperm us, we have another level 4 to extend through. So that's why we didn't drop that there. There's just no point. If it actually gets to work, we lose. So we may as well just keep it as the level 4. So, sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was agreeing.
Oh, okay, okay,
I was
okay.
I was yawning when I said it.
All right. Now on to match number 3, and then this is the last match, right?
Yep, we finally lose a die roll.
Okay. Well, we lost the first one.
Did we?
Never mind. We won the first one.
Yeah.
Never mind. Okay. So we have Imperm Ash, Bonfire as our like going second type cards, and then we have cross out. Sadly, we drew cross with the cross out, so we can't cross out the cross.
Yeah, but I'm looking at this hand like it's crazy.
Oh yeah. This is still a good hand. Like I'm fine with this. And then they have cross out X as like engine, and then 4 this is a level 4. So they go dump special, and then effect to go search, grab out third, sure. Like we're not Trif, we're not gonna hand trap the early guys. And then
Hey, I did make the joke though. Like you had no idea how bad I wanted to do it.
yeah, we're
But
not.
like looking at his hand, he had normal summon, like flawless, and we would just got FTK'd.
Yup. As your coach, I personally would have never let you hand trap these. Nah, yeah, they make Dugaris here, and then they try to get to resolve Dugaris, and then here we let it go because it's game 1. So we don't care about Dugaris resolving too much game 1. We just mainly care about it game 2 and 3 when it can hit stuff like D-Barrier. But even with our hand, we probably wouldn't have cared about it because we have cross out. But now they go normal ice, and then ice special out node. Nodes send the special back out from the graveyard, sure. They overlay in the duo, and then duo to attach, duo to search, we ash, and then now they cross out, and then we can chain Imperm to stop it, because this is the card you mainly need to stop, and then they set double Imperm, so they have Imperm, Veiler, Ash. But they don't get the draw for turn, so if we out the duo, then we probably just win the game. Because it doesn't matter if you have all these interruptions, if we just have bodies to attack, we win. Now we draw Perulia, which, once again, it being a level 4 can definitely come up here.
Go to draw.
Bonfire, grab X, and then, special X, dump, and then X1, logic 2, they Veiler it, and then we just let it go, because we don't need to cross out Veiler, because we have the Perulia to be able to just extend through here.
And then I make the misplay here. Should have activated cross first.
Yeah. Well, it didn't matter, right?
No, because it was Imperm. Like, even if it had been 2. It didn't, but like, it played around another Veiler.
Whoa. Okay, so let's say we did activate...
I guess that's what you're saying. It did not matter.
Yeah, it didn't matter. It only mattered if we dumped something else. Which we were just never doing.
Are you sure? Like, since we had cross, maybe we were doing it.
Nah, there's no way, right? I feel like we need to like guarantee ourselves outing this card, and if we dump Mirror Logic, it means the bare minimum we can crash.
Yeah, they're always crashing. Since we're just never being another hand trap, that's fair.
And then we go activate, especially because like they could have. Well, I guess this is game 1, right? So these were just always like Imperm, hole thrusters, stuff like that. Another cross out maybe.
Yeah.
But now we activate cross here, which we're not supposed to do. Then we go activate cross out, they chain Imperm, and then chain Imperm. So now we just go battle phase, crash the duos, and then main phase 2, go cross effect to draw by putting back both of our Razio cards. And then we draw into ice, which is insane for follow up. And then we hope they don't have any engine, and they don't. So swing, pass, we draw Ash, which this is a good draw because now even if our ice gets stopped, then we can crash and then Ash their top deck. So now normal effect, the Ash. I mean, it's not like the perfect top deck. We'd rather have an extender, but we'll take it. And then they have Thode, and then special Thode effect, we Ash, and then swing. And now we don't have 2 Razio cards engraved, so we actually need our top deck to be good. We don't get 2 draws. Then we top deck Pot of Prosperity, which is just like an absurd top deck, because you almost know for a fact this is going to get you there. So we go ahead and we banish. I guess we can talk about the banishes a little bit. I don't think we really need to too much. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think any of these cards are ever coming up.
Yeah.
And then the card we put back was Dagaris. I originally banished it because obviously can't draw off that effect, but you have the Reborn effect, which I always tend to forget.
Yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out to Coach.
Yeah, because I said we just banished the Exceton Knight instead, because there's no game state where this should come up. And if there is a game state where this comes up, it's not a winnable game state. So we go Pot of Prosperity, look at the top 6, and then we hit Ice, and they just scoop. And then onto game number 2 now. Trif is going to go first again. And we have Evenly, Imperm, Ogre, Ice, X. Like, this hand's just absurd. Like, this hand's just crazy. And then they have Talents, Imperm, Thode, Ice, X. So, like, their hand's also pretty good, though. Like, we both drew good. So they're just going to dump Summon X. You know, doesn't want to play in the Fuaros, which is correct. And then X effect goes Search, grab out Node, which tells us that they have Thode. Then they special Thode, Thode effect goes Search, and then that grabs out Ice, which... That's an interesting search, grabbing out Ice instead of X there. Because
Yeah,
the only
it
way
just means
that...
they're not for the lock.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. That was, it was interesting. He just wanted us to not know a card in hand, I think.
You think that's the reason?
Yeah, I think it is.
I think he likes the Dagaris line way more than the actual soft lock.
Wait, 1 minute. Just gotta rest
Yep,
my Discord for...
shout out to the Discord.
Shout out to the Discord. How about my Loa Dugaris? Give me 2 minutes. Yeah, I mean, he was making Dugaris too much, so whatever Discord he was in, you are probably helping him achieve his goal of becoming a YCS champion. But Summon Duo effect, and then we have Ghost Ogre that we're able to use on this. If we imperm it, then...
Yeah, chance of playing into cross out.
Yeah, chance of playing in the cross out, so we just Ogre it, and then...
Yeah, sadly, this gets plays in the talents, though.
Yeah, but I'd rather play in the talents than cross out, because everyone's playing 3 cross out. We don't even know if they have 3 talents in their deck or not. And, like, there's, like, a way bigger punish if this resolves.
Right. So he looks at the hand and he takes Evenly, which I think is crazy.
Yeah, that is a very weird choice. I actually wonder why he took it. I don't remember what board they set up. But they go Dugaris effect, and then here we imperm it, right? Because it's game 2, and we always like stopping this card game 2, and we already went through Duo. And then special node effect send special back, and then all they have is just overlay a card that loses to X. Yeah, I don't know why they hit Evenly. Like, what thought process was this? Who's in this chord? They gotta get yelled at. What? Pass, draw Metaltronus, which, okay, that's just absurd, but we didn't even need it. Like, we literally beat this anyways. So now just special X, don't, like, that's crazy. He made a board that lost to all the known cards when everything was known. Oh my god, yeah, let's hit Evenly to stop us from losing Imperm. I'm so sick. Okay, but now we go X1 Aggregator 2, they go Dead Natter 3, so yeah, we just allow it to go through. We can hold Metaltronus for the next turn.
Yeah, we'll grab Thode for follow-up.
Because we already know that we played through this stuff. Then normal Ice.
Oh, well, the set's the only one we don't know.
Well, we don't know Ice in hand either because he searched Ice off Thode and then normal Iced. So it's 2 blanks. So Ice effect, bring out Thode. And then we have Thode effect to go search. It's just going to grab us X for our follow-up. Then overlay for Dead Natter. And then Dead Natter effect to attach. That goes through. And then we go Battle Phase Swing. And if they try to imperm so that way we can't protect, we can just attach Pop Dead Natter, so they can't do that there. And then they use Mirror Logic on the Dead Natter. Yeah, we had to detach to protect. Yeah. Then they use that on that. And then set Metaltronus pass. So they could, like, preemptively imperm our Dead Natter here to shut it down. Which I'm pretty sure is what they end up doing. Yeah, preemptively imperming that, and then normal summon Ice effect, and then here we were thinking if we wanted to go Dead Natter detach Mirror Logic to negate what they bring out, and then Metaltronus, the rank 4 that they make, but we decided to play around Talons because we do know that our opponent is playing it, and we can just save the Mirror Logic. So we just go activate Metaltronus. Because we're going to have to Metaltronus the rank 4 anyways. So, like, it does let us stop Duo. So like I guess maybe we should think about that, right? Let's say we do go dead natter, detach, stop, whatever they bring out. Then they make duo drive effect. We have Metaltronus to stop it. Then like
Yeah,
does the last card in their hand even matter at that point, right?
so whatever they bring out, they're not going to use the effect of. At
Yeah.
that point, they can go, like, say they do Metal Turnus, whatever they would bring out. They bring out, so say the last card is Thode. They Thode, grab X, summon. They make their own Detonator, and we're just in the, like, our hand's always beating it.
Well,
Like, no matter,
they won't make dead natter, right? They make duo drive.
we would have banished. We would change to the effect of Duo Drive, the first one they make.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, we don't know
I
if
get
they're
what
on
you're
target.
saying now. Yeah. You were playing out the scenario. Okay. Yep. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I think we should have. I think we should have dead nattered attached here, because I don't think the talents even matters. Yeah, talents just doesn't matter. Yeah. So we end up chaining Metaltronus there.
Uh, no. Talents, like, specifically matters, right?
How come?
Because, like, so say it is the same scenario. They can go talents rip, make any Xyz. Or I
And then we
guess,
just
like, you're
Metaltronus
right.
it.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. They can go for a Zeus line at that point, right? Before they play.
Um. Oh, you're right. Yeah. I guess they could go for. Wait. No, because we just. Oh, I guess. Yeah, I guess it depends what they make, right?
Yeah.
Because they
It's
could
like
make.
it's
Yeah.
risky.
Yeah, they could make like a light dragon.
Then go light dragon, detonator. It doesn't really matter.
But then we're kind of in this. I guess, but we would have already detached from this. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the only punishes if their card in hand is engine.
Yeah.
Like with the whatever play we make.
No, okay, yeah, I like this play. If it was like any other Ryzeal, I don't think we Metaltronus.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
since this one doesn't lock us, I think, yeah, I think we do. Yeah, and then they go ahead GGs, and then, yeah, that was the last one. Okay, so a casual, hour and 40 minutes, but we made $25. No biggie, no biggie. We're crazy.
Hey, none of the games went to time, so Cowboy did not come up.
God, jokingly, of course,
Yeah, jokingly.
But
Shout out to
yeah, shout out to Triv. No hate on Triv, by the way. I'm not making fun of him, just his plays of making Dugar is too much. But, okay, you want to do any shout outs before we go?
uh yeah. Shout out to my coach, of course, and shout out to Josh Kippenberg, pro Raziel duelist.
And shout out to Beaverton.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot. I went to Beaver Creek High School.
Yeah, shout out to Beaver Creek. All right. Yep. With all that being said, the DB Grinder and Sean Pittman signing off. Peace. Have a nice day. Stay safe.